Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Veena Roy and today onwards, as I have already promised that I'm going to read an article from a newspaper and going to extract different words, will help you to improve your vocabulary, will help you to learn new words and will help you to improve your English fluency and communication. Always remember that if you really want to improve your English, you need to become a vulnerable person. Why I am saying this? Because if you will always think about how the people are going to think or what they are going to think about me or how they are going to judge me. So if all these thoughts will trouble you while learning, you will never grow in life. So forget about all these thoughts and learn. Even if you are making mistakes, it is already fine. It is okay. You don't have to think about too much. While when I'm reading an article, even I have researched a lot. I have checked all the words, the meanings. I have created sentences. I have practiced. I just make sure that whatever I deliver to the people, those who are learning, I give them the best. So what you can do is you learn, implement and shine in life. But be a vulnerable person. Right now when I'm speaking to you, I might go wrong, but it is okay. And see, the way I'm creating this video, if you start creating your videos, you will see a drastic change after 50 days, after 60 days. If you continue, because the first video will never be the perfect one and perfection is a myth. Nobody is perfect. Even the great speakers, they make mistakes. But they rectify, they correct, they learn, they practice and this is how they grow in their life. So that's what I'm doing in my life and helping you out so that you also can learn. Even I also can learn along with you all, right? Because when I am practicing, when I'm sharing, this is also a kind of practice. So today, without further ado, let me help you out how you can retain those memory, because if you are learning, if you are not practicing, you won't be able to retain all the words, expressions in your memory, right? So first we need to read, we need to understand, and then we need to make sentences with all of these words. And remember that whenever we read a book, that is easy. We feel okay if we have chosen the correct book. That means that particular book is not having more jargons, difficult words. If that book has got simple words and sentences, then it is okay for us. We love to read. But otherwise, if that book has got lot many jargons, what we do, we stop reading. We don't like to read anymore. So choose a book which is simple. But in case of newspapers, I have already mentioned that don't choose a newspaper which has got lot many jargons. Now there are variety of newspapers, and whenever you will read any newspaper, you will feel like giving up, because all the newspapers have almost the same sentences, or you can say they have variety, or the word structure, the sentence structure, the words are almost the same here and there. But still we can choose wisely. We can think twice. For example, the Times of India has got simple language in comparison to the Hindus, the economic. Okay, so you can choose the Times of India, the simple, or you can choose any local newspaper, English local newspaper which has got simple language, which has got simple words and sentences. Otherwise, like I can still say, or if I remember my past years, I never used to like reading newspapers, but trust me, when I started reading newspapers, it has given me immense pleasure. It has given me a sense of conviction that yes, after reading this, after reading once, twice, the same article, you don't have to go to the other page also. Just one paragraph, you can improve your English, and bit by bit, if you work on your English fluency and communication skills, after a span of time, you will see that you are growing exponentially. So my dear friends, till now, the words which I have used, if you can relate with me and if you feel that these are the words even I use, do write me in the comment section. So let me start without further ado. And if you're new in this particular channel, kindly subscribe to my channel, hit the bell button icon, and of course, stay tuned till the end. So, this is a particular page which I have selected from the Times of India, and from that particular page there is Times Business I have chosen, and here it is written simply the few sentences and few words which I have accumulated for you so that you can understand, you can use in your daily life, right? New Delhi, India's retail sector is expected to grow at 9 to 10%. Now, what is retail sector? Retail sector is where things are sold for consumption directly to the people for their use. Retail sector. You know that there is a retail business as well as where people go and the goods and all the materials are sold directly to the people to use. So India's retail sector is expected to grow at 9 to 10% to reach 2 trillions in the next decade. Now, what is the meaning of decade? It's not decade, it's decade, means period of 10 years, next 10 years. If I have to talk about my decade, which I have in those decade, in that particular decade, that means that time of 10 years, the period of 10 years, what I have done? I did college, and then even I taught, or I was a teacher in different schools, in different public schools. So the last 10 decades I have been teaching English, the period of 10 years. And here it says the next decade, that means 10 years. If you consider today or this particular year 24, and after, that means they are talking about the next 10 years, that means 24 to till 2034, right? That will be the next 10 years. So always remember that decade means the period of 10 years. Fine. Even I have written for you next 10-year period. Okay. 2020 is the current decade which we have already spent, which we have even we have encountered this particular disease, or you can say the pandemic COVID-19, and we have suffered a lot, right? Next, with the country's consumption story continuing to remain strong with steady growth. Now, steady growth means gradual increase. It is saying that next 10 years we will see that the consumption growth will remain the same. That means whatever is the position now, it will grow gradually, steady growth. The growth will be good. So always we have been hearing this particular phrase that slow and steady wins the race. That means we need to do everything, we need to spend every single day 10 to 15 minutes to improve our English fluency, and then we can see a drastic change, right? Yet organized retailers would need to sustain performance and continue to grow. That means organized retailers would need to sustain. Now, what is the meaning of sustain? Sustain is a very powerful word. Sustain means to maintain, to support. For example, she wondered, how she is going to sustain, or she wondered how would she sustain herself financially after losing her job. That means how she is going to support her, maintain that finance, whatever she is earning, how she is spending. If she loses her job, what will happen? If she lost her job, what will happen? It's like very difficult to sustain nowadays. That means support. It is difficult to sustain a family with a low salary, with a minimum salary, right? So this word is literally powerful, and I'm not supposed to use the word literally because this literally word has got no sense. This word is just filler words, and we use just because to support. That means right now, just to share something, I'm not getting any word. That is why I'm using the word literally. So literally word does not have any sense in English. That means we just use, they are the fancy words. I hope you understood the meaning of sustain. If you don't practice English every single day, then it will be difficult for you to sustain your career, your business, or whatever the ambitions you have in your life. It would become a difficult one for you. That means you will not be able to sustain yourself without learning English. You cannot support, you cannot maintain your finances, your education, your business, or whatever you want to become in your life, right? So this word is literally powerful. You should always practice and make use of this word in your English as well as. Okay? So yet the organized retailer would need to sustain performance and continue to grow shares as the sector is going through key shifts. Now what is the meaning of key shifts? I have written here key shifts. The meaning is literally, I can say that this particular word is little bit, you can say, has got different meaning. Because we generally don't use this particular word, key shift, okay? And this word is a kind of jargon which we have seen in corporate world, in professionals. Professionals, they use this kind of word, key shift, which means that important to change, okay? But we don't use the word important to change in while using in a context where professionals are there. So there is a key shift or the shares as the sector is going through key shift impact. That means there is a kind of important or there is a kind of importance in shifting all of the patterns which other retailers are using in their life or applying in their life. Because sometimes it becomes crucial for them to maintain the standard wherever they are right now. Hope this is clear to you. Next is the pace and shape of growth. That means pace is the word. Whenever we speak, whenever we practice communication skills, we always say that check your pace. That means the speed. Okay? So the pace and shape of the growth. That means very soon we will be seeing, or very soon we are going to see that there will be a drastic change in retail sector because people or the retailers are working harder every single day and you will be able to see the changes, right? So we have got another word, that is pace. Okay, P-A-S-E, that means the speed. So this has been reported by the Boston Consulting Group, BCG and Retailers Association of India. By reading 15 lines right now, we have learned few words. Number 1 is sustain, number 2 is decade, number 3 is key shift, that means the importance to change, and number 4, that is pace, that is speed, right? So we have learned 3 to 4 words after reading simply 15 lines. So imagine for a moment if you are reading every single day 15 to 20 lines. See, you don't have to read the whole page. One article is more than enough to improve your English. So next time onwards, you will be saying that I really need to improve my English because if I have to support, if I have to sustain my career, if I have to sustain my business, my job, I need to learn English, practice English, because I want to see a drastic change after a decade. Okay, I don't want any pain in my life. Next is we can use, so there should be a proper pace, the way I speak. Proper pace, that means the speed, right? Speed should be proper so that I can practice, you can take the pace in another context also. Every single day, if you keep a pace, that means speed of reading one particular article, you will see the change. And you have to be determined enough to learn and grow in life, right? And this particular word, key shift, which means important, that means the change, you can also use in your English, but only when you think that you have improved. Because this particular word is little bit financial term, or you can say a business term, or highly professionals they use. So right now I don't want to stress on this particular word because you might feel that this is a jargon, right? And in our day-to-day life, we hardly use this particular word. So now at least these 3 words, make good use of it, right? Hope you like this particular video. Be a vulnerable person, speak like a vulnerable person every single day, practice, and don't have the hesitation, the fear in your mind. Keep on speaking, right? If I can do, I'm sure you also can do. This is Beena Roy signing off. Take care. Bye-bye.